This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famer Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
The Jason Walker Show, broadcasting from the Major Mortgage Man Cave. Here's Jason Walker.
Hey, what up? Happy, what is today? Today is Thursday, and welcome to the Jason Walker Show, presented by Capital Collision Center. Montana state law says it is your vehicle, it is your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center. We are working on figuring what's going on here. All right, I don't like the way the mic was fitting, but we are here at Major Mortgage Man Cave on location today, Billings Hotel and Convention Center. Hey, hands, by the way, before we get started, huge hands for and applause for Mandy and her banquet crew for setting all of this up for us and taking really good care of us here at the Hotel and Convention Center. Why are we in Billings, you ask? Well, it's better than Missoula, and it is time for the Montana Football Hall of Fame induction ceremony, which is coming up this weekend. Saturday night, we got the golf tournament tomorrow. We've got dinner tomorrow, and people are just going to walk in front of the cameras, which is fine. Some are fine. Others, please don't. But then Saturday night, the big Hall of Fame induction ceremony. And, of course, can we still get tickets sold? There's 40. There's a couple left. So if you want to go to Universal Athletic and get your tickets and come down to Billings, we're going to let you. How's that? And here's who is going to be inducted. Ken Amato, Steve Okanoski, Dan Carpenter, Shane Collins, Travis Lulay, Victor Linskog. I met Victor's son, Stan, about an hour ago. Dude is amazing. The stories that Victor Linskog has from his son, Stan, unbelievable. Also, Bob Beers, Brent Musburger, and Marty Mornhinweg is going to join us live here coming up in the Major Mortgage Man Cave shortly. So you're going to want to stick around for that. I think we have that. We've got 3 cameras. Hey, there's Rick. There's my dad. There's Rick's. Did I hear you say your daughter? Oh, don't say – no, this isn't Arkansas, Rick. So we are having a good time here. We are also going to talk to Paige Rasmussen. She is a national champion, and she's coming up on the show because she's a 2-time national champ. She'll be in Big Timber tomorrow night if you want to go watch her barrel race, her and her sister. Also some they don't do go time, they do breakaway. So – that was Coach Mornhinweg's wife, Lindsay, who just walked right in front of us. No, you're fine. You're fine. So we're all good. So there's a lot of things going on. It is going to be a great time. And don't forget the Major Mortgage Man Cave, always a great time on the road, as we are also presented by a new sponsorship this week. It just started. Speaker Sprinklers is on board, and we appreciate Joe and the support from Speaker Sprinklers. All right. Do you want to, Coach, you want to sit down? Well, get you on. How's that? We'll just quit talking and I'll just start talking to you. How's that? Nobody wants to listen to me. They want to talk to you. So. You know how to do a microphone, I'm sure. This is Hall of Famer Marty Mornhinweg. How are you, Coach?
Awesome. Just off the road, Missoula to Billings. What a beautiful drive. We had a blast. It was Gordy Fix, my wife and I, and, man, it's turning into a little mini family reunion. And so we've got a couple airport pickups tonight, and it's going to be awesome weekend.
Well, I appreciate you joining us. You said it was a beautiful drive from Missoula to Billings. You know, the best part of that is driving through Bozeman.
Did we even go through? Well, I think we might have went around it. Huh?
I had to throw that. I used to be the PA announcer at MSU for 16 years, so I had to throw that out there.
No food, no hotel rooms.
Are you?
Bozeman.
You're Bobby Houkin me right now.
Hey.
Who I love. By the way, he's been on the show a few times.
Hey, the great state of Montana is sort of like a family, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm only half joking there, but we understand there's a line drawn in the sand, the Montana State. And that's kind of the way it should be, right? A little rivalry action.
Absolutely. I completely agree. 100%. Marty Mornhinweg joining us. How's, I guess, retirement now?
My wife doesn't like that name, but I'll tell you what, I've been enjoying the heck out of it. And here's what I've been doing. I dropped a podcast, campmartypodcast.com.
Campmartypodcast.com. Okay.
And I've been having a blast with that. I've done a little other media things here and there.
Right.
I've been spending time with my beautiful wife and then my 4 kids. I've done things that when you're coaching in the NFL, that just doesn't happen. Like I got to play in a Father's Day golf tournament with 3 of my kids. That was awesome.
Right.
Things like that just never happened before. I'm getting it done now.
Is it Cade is he still at Carroll?
Big Bobby Cade. He goes by Cade or Bobby Cade. He broke his ankle like 2 weeks before their spring season happened. And he's going to be here. In fact, I just talked to him. He's just got on the road. And the last thing I ask him is, how's your ankle? He goes, it's getting better. It's getting better. It's getting better. The swelling's down. So he's kind of juiced up for this fall.
I bet, because they had a pretty decent spring season.
Well, fantastic spring season. And then the last ball game is all that did was show them how far they've come and then how far they need to go to win the whole ball of wax.
Absolutely. Is Marty Mornhinweg joining us here. He's going to the Montana Football Hall of Fame induction on Saturday night. When you got that call, what was your feeling?
Well, it's been a while now. And,
well, yes, it has. Can you remember back last year?
Well, no, it's been because they pushed last year's to this year's.
Right, yeah.
You see, so, man, it's been a long time. I'll tell you what an honor, the Montana Football Hall of Fame. Great honor. I've got my mom is coming, my mother-in-law's coming, brothers, sisters. So, we're all excited, and we're going to have a blast this weekend in Billings, Montana, at the Montana Football Hall of Fame.
I don't know if I'm on your team tomorrow, but I'm looking forward to the golf tournament.
Well, that's another thing I get to do. Well, talk about this. Talk about not getting to do things, right? So my high school Hall of Fame was not there at the induction.
Okay.
The Montana Grizz, the university's Hall of Fame, was not there. Now, the great Jim O'Day did something in the offseason to kind of make up for it. And there were other things that so I am so excited to be able to attend one of these things.
I know Rick is excited about it too. What a great job. I mean, I know they pushed it off a year, but the excitement, I think, has really built because we didn't have this last season.
Well, especially after this COVID thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like it is wide open. People are rocking and rolling. People have smiles on their faces. And it looks like they've got a little juice everywhere, at least in this great state. So I'm happy. I'm really happy about that.
Marty Mornhinweg joining us here on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. We are live in Billings. All right. Tell me, I got to know some NFL stories. So you were with Favre.
Yes.
And you don't wear the ring?
I brought the ring.
Okay.
Because Saturday, I rarely wear it. Those rings are so big.
Yeah. They've gotten bigger, I'm sure, since 96.
I'll tell you, too, my oldest son, was coaching at The Ohio State, and he got a Big Ten championship ring, and that thing's double the size of the Green Bay Super Bowl ring. Yeah, but look, I coached a year in college, a year in high school and 10 years in college. Mm-hmm. And then I believe it's 25 in the NFL, and we started in Green Bay coaching the quarterbacks, and what a great run we had there.
Yeah,
with Brett Favre and 3 MVPs in a row, and winning the Super Bowl there in New Orleans. and then to San Francisco and Steve Young. What drastic differences, right?
Right.
On and off the field, both of them first ballot Hall of Famers, though. And working with Steve there, we kind of put a stamp on his Hall of Fame career and had some great, great years there. Then half a cup of coffee in Detroit, and then Philadelphia for a decade. So all my children, if you ask them, they would say Philadelphia is my home. And then New York and Baltimore. What a great run in Baltimore. The great Lamar Jackson. Got to train him as a rookie. And then now we are proud to say we call our home in the great state of Montana.
I like it. From Okie to Montana.
That's right. Well, my wife moved around when she was young. Her dad was in hotels, hotel management. So they moved around. I moved around. We went Oklahoma, Houston, Texas, outside of Boston, Massachusetts, and San Jose, California. And then my dad said, okay, this is it. So I think for both my wife and I, that moving around when we were young kind of built us and molded us for our future. If you go through it, not only some of those NFL teams, I might have missed one as well, the NFL teams, we bounced around in college at 3 or 4 different places. And so if you add it up, it's probably – my wife is an expert at moving.
I bet.
She's got all the tricks, the big stuff, the little stuff, all those things, and how you do it. And so I think that kind of built us for the life in the NFL.
Well, with that, and I've talked and I've heard other athletes or coaches talk about they never fully unpack somewhere because you never know when you're going to get traded or fired or whatever it is. So you're never fully unpacked.
You know what? That's probably a little bit that's kind of in your guts. I don't think I ever packed when I came to the University of Montana. Well, Joe and I, my roommate, Joe Klusowicz, we were roommates for 4.5 years. I'm not sure we ever unpacked our suitcases. And it wasn't because of that. It's just because, man alive, you had 2 full-time jobs. You were a full-time student and then the football thing. And that was very, very important to us. The one thing I'm really, really proud of, though, is when we all got here in 1980, the University of Montana, they had some good players, but from the late 60s to the early 80s, there wasn't much within the football program as far as wins. And we turned the thing quickly. We turned it in 81, we won it in 82, and then all of a sudden, Denny Washington, our head coach Larry Donovan, some of the players, all of a sudden that stadium's starting to get built.
Yep.
So I think that 1981 and 82 team got that stadium built. Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah, Denny Washington had nothing to do with it. It was you guys.
Well, I mentioned Denny.
Right? No, you did mention him. You did mention him. Marty Mornhinweg, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show, here at the Billings Hotel and Convention Center. It is Hall of Fame induction weekend for the Montana Football Hall of Fame. You got to go? Am I boring you already?
Somebody just buzzing.
Oh, you got one of those fancies.
Apple Watch. I don't know how to work it.
You couldn't wear that on the sideline, could you?
No, you can't. You couldn't wear it an hour. You couldn't wear it in pregame. I believe it was an hour. It's an hour before every game.
Okay.
And it's crazy because, you just wear a long sleeve shirt and then nobody sees it. I mean, it's crazy. But I guess somebody probably could find a way to try to gain an advantage with this little tiny Apple Watch.
I'm surprised it hasn't been done yet.
Oh, it probably has.
Honestly. Jason Walker Show here in Billings. All right. Go back to those Grizz days because Mike Van Diest was on that staff, and Coach is a great, great friend of the family, and I got to work with him for a long time. And then it goes back to, I don't know if he ever fully unpacked in Missoula because they all were unceremoniously discharged.
Well, I'll tell you, Mike Van Diest, what a heck of a defensive line coach and also strength coach. Great strength coach. I loved him to death. And then won, was it 6 or 7? I don't know how many national championships as a head coach at Carroll College. And, in fact, Bobby Cade went to Carroll College because of Mike Van Diest.
And then he retired.
And then he retires, and then the new coach. But I will tell you, Bobby Cade, my youngest son that's up at Carroll, he loves it up in Helena. And the school, Carroll College, and the football program, and the coaches, and his teammates.
So we talked about this a little bit. I'm a Bobcat. You played for the Grizz. So how many wins did you have over the Cats?
I believe it was 2.
Okay, in 5 years.
No, in 4.
In 4, okay.
No, I don't.
You didn't redshirt?
Why count the? Well, I got my road scholarship where they gave me an apple on a map, told me to hit the road for a quarter, but no, I started as a freshman, and then played 4 years, and I believe we were 2-2, but the one in 1982 was big. I mean, it was a butt kicking like you've never seen before. And then the problem with that game, though, is I hurt my shoulder very badly. I believe it was late in the third quarter. So, practice, injections, preparation. I was missing that just a little bit down the stretch, and but we ended up winning the Big Sky Championship that year as well.
Marty Mornhinweg, our guest here, Jason Walker Show. Can we take the H out of your name?
You know what? How did you just pronounce it?
Mornhinweg.
That's pretty close. I had my grandmother call me one time. I believe I was coaching in San Francisco, or might have been New York, and she goes, "Marty, and from Oklahoma in a little bit of a southern drawl, can you please tell those announcers how to pronounce our last name properly?" My family's very proud of our last name. Mm-hmm. But and I told Grandma, I said, "Grandma," I said, "I would love to do that, but I kind of gave up on that about the middle of high school." I said, "I would have to have a clinic for about 50 different people to get them to pronounce it the correct way." And then a family friend, Tim Ryan, who was a great high school played with my brothers at Oak Grove High School, San Jose, California, SC, started as a freshman, started as a rookie for the Chicago Bears, and then got into the media, and he's doing one of our games, and he's pronouncing our last name perfectly. And he took all kinds of heat from the fans saying, "I can't believe this guy can't even pronounce their name properly." And so I just, as long as it's close, I let it be.
All right, so what are we supposed to say?
It's very simple. It's a German name. It's 3 syllables. M-O-R-N, Morn. H-I-N, pronounced H-E-N, hen. W-E-G, pronounced W-I-G. Mornhinweg. Mornhinweg. So
Mornhinweg,
most
okay.
people
All right.
drop the H.
All right.
And that's close enough, I suppose.
Well, no, for 70 years, people pronounce your name wrong. Or 45.
Well, the family can pronounce it correctly. And that's really all that counts. As long as they're close, everybody knows.
There you go.
Everybody knows who the family is.
All right, tell me your favorite quarterback you coached.
Well,
that's not named Lamar Jackson.
Lamar's one of dynamic and exciting. I mean,
unbelievable.
Brilliant player. Very gifted, very intelligent athletically. Great feel and gut instincts. Lamar had. The funnest, Brett Favre.
Sure.
His personality, great leader, tough, talented, gunslinger, the black hat. He's going to go in and shoot all of his bullets. And then Steve Young, another first ballot Hall of Famer. He's thrown for 70-something%. And almost has a mentality is, I'm not losing this game. And then by doing that, he wins a lot of games. And so with Brett, you had to corral it just a little bit. And Steve's more of the white hat surgeon and will cut you apart with precision. And so with Brett, you corral it just a little bit. And with Steve, you expand it just a little bit. And both of them had great careers. And Vic in 2000, I believe it was 2010, the comeback player of the year.
Yep.
I mean, that was a great year. Mike and I are still very, very close. Of course, I got him out of the can in Philadelphia. I think he was in there for 18 months. And then 1 year later, he's playing the quarterback position at a superbly high level. And with all his talent, you saw what happened. But great quarterbacks, many of them. In fact, I was a consultant for Philadelphia, and really my only assignment, and I think it was probably because of Corona, was to train the rookie quarterback. And this Jalen Hurts there in Philadelphia, if they surround him, And if they do it right, this guy's really, really talented. He's tough, and really smart. So there's another young quarterback that could be on the rise.
All right, toughest defense you had to prepare for?
Well, I'll tell you, it was back in the day, Leon Lett and Charles Haley together on the same side, right?
Yeah.
Dion at corner.
Yep.
Right? Okay, so, some of those individual players, when they're playing together, it makes it a little almost impossible to prepare for Lett and Haley on the same side. And then you've got Dion. I mean, there were games we went in, we are not throwing the ball there, period. That's it. Now, we would go some shifts and formations and personnel groups, trying to get our best guy on their second or even third best cover man. And those were some great battles. So I would probably say them. We played the Baltimore Ravens when I was in Philly for a decade one time, and that defense was monstrous. And I think they won 3, 4, or 5 games that year without their offense scoring.
Didn't they won the Super Bowl that year?
Yeah, that might have been the year.
I think it was in 01.
Yeah, it was this a fantastic defense.
I can't remember the name of the quarterback, but they didn't need him, so all he had to do was
that was Trent Dilfer.
Dilfer, yeah.
But I will tell you, Trent had a pretty good – to win the Super Bowl, your quarterback has to play really well, at least down the stretch and into the playoffs. Take Joe Flacco. I mean, it was 1 million touchdowns with not an interception on that run where he was the MVP of the Super Bowl. So that quarterback is such a key. You can debate it, but I know this. It's the most important position in all of sports. And if you've got a really good one that's sort of comfortable being uncomfortable, because it's uncomfortable, but some guys make it look easy, right, with hard work and preparation and talent and experience, right? Tom Brady would be one of those examples. But if you've got a quarterback that's really good, you've got a chance to win most games. If you have a quarterback that's not very good in the NFL, you are swimming upriver constantly. It's very difficult to string some wins back to back to back.
Well, the New York Jets come to mind.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've struggled for years. And
Dallas
years.
Without Dak.
Yeah, that's right. Right, and then you've got some teams like Green Bay, Brett Favre, and now Aaron. I can't believe that situation now, but back-to-back great quarterbacks in the 49ers, Montana and Young. Yep. And so for 2 decades, they're winning and winning Super Bowls.
Let me ask you real quick about the Aaron Rodgers deal, because Rodgers basically is doing what Favre was doing when Rodgers was there.
I don't know the details, and you don't know. None of us will know unless you're in it.
Right.
So it just bothers me a little bit, having coached in the NFL for 25 years and coached some of the greatest players ever to play the game. And this happens. All right, so what happened? Well, there's obviously at some point a lack of communication, which then breaks down trust. And as we all know, communication and trust, it makes things go faster. You go further. It's just critical. So that must have broken down. Okay, so something happened there. We don't know the details, but right now, you better have a couple come to Jesus meetings and get the thing figured out, because Aaron Rodgers is at the very top of his game. And they're so valuable. We just discussed that. And what, you're going to do this you've got to swallow some pride as an organization, and come to the table, put it all on the table. It might be once, it might be twice, 3 times, whatever it takes to get the situation figured out. Period. He's too great of a quarterback to have this thing going on.
Worst city that you had to travel to in the NFL?
Oh, any place that I'm not coaching is a dump. Period. That's the mentality you have. You have that mentality, right? Players and coaches, okay, we're getting on this plane. This is a business trip. It's us against the world. Our backs are against the wall. We're flying into this dump. We're going to kick butt, and then we're getting out of there quickly, and let's fly out of this dump. So it doesn't matter where you go. That's sort of the mentality that you have.
I like that.
Yeah.
Cleveland is a dump, though.
Well, the people that live, I'll tell you what, some people, and Buffalo, some people that grow up there think it's a fabulous place. And, you know, it just baffles me, but they do.
What quarterback do you wish you could have coached?
Oh, look, I coached some of the best ever to play, so I don't wish that. I really have never even thought about that. Because my mentality has always been, and I think the really good coach's mentality, do your job, whatever that job entails, and do it to the best of your ability, and then rock and roll, let the chips fall. And so I've never even thought about that because I've coached so many great ones.
Yeah,
why would I think about coaching?
You didn't want
anybody
Peyton
else?
or Tom?
Oh, Peyton's great. Now, I'll tell you, I had some guys evaluated very, very high that we either had a quarterback on our roster that we liked very much, or we were down lower in the draft and couldn't acquire some of these guys. And Peyton certainly was one of those players. And his brother Eli I had very high as well. I think Eli's underrated. In fact, I ended up coaching him in a Pro Bowl and went, whoa. I thought he was very, very good as well. Yeah.
A couple final ones. But was it Tony Arnson that replaced you in Missoula? Did he come in right after you?
As a quarterback?
Yeah.
No, it was really, let's see, must have been Brent Peace.
Okay.
My brother for a year, a few games. So I was off running and gunning.
Yeah.
So it took me a little while to get my feet on it because I was still trying to coach. I jumped into the coaching bed.
Right.
And I was still trying to play. As you know, I was in the 49ers camp as a camp arm, and then I played in the Arena League. And then when I met my beautiful wife, I was coming off of a ACL playing for the Denver Dynamite in the Arena League, and I'm coaching the running backs at Northern Arizona University. And all of a sudden, I met this drop-dead gorgeous gal, and she's just graduating from Northern Arizona. And so after I talked her into marrying me, it was probably the best thing I ever did.
Sure.
She's a mother of 4 pretty much grown kids now, all very successful, up to date.
Right. Okay. Who's the best quarterback to come out of the state of Montana?
What, are you kidding me? That was born in Montana?
Just the best.
You're looking at him. Are you kidding me? I mean, what kind of question is that?
Oh, wow. Wow.
You kidding?
I thought you were going to say another great Grizz who actually won stuff.
Well, hey, let me tell you, we won a big.
He never lost to the Cats.
Hold on. Let me go back.
Okay.
This program hadn't won jack in like 10 years, and we come in. We got that. I thought we got a turn at the end of my freshman year when we beat a good NAU team, and we had the number 4 team in the country on the ropes, Nevada Reno. You had Boise, Idaho,
Reno.
Nevada Reno. It was a fist fight. Every time you stepped onto the field in the Big Sky back then. And then we won the thing in 1982. I know who you're going to say he's a good friend of mine. I just talked to him a while back, the great Dave Dickinson. Now, Dave had me beat in the classroom. You know, he had a 4.0, and, you know, he was very nice guy, you know, and all. So he had me beat, and probably had better social skills. He had me beat in a lot of areas, but he's a great quarterback.
Okay, so
you must be biased towards him.
I do like Dave.
Yeah,
but
everybody likes him.
There's a guy on going in with you on Saturday, Travis Lulay.
Oh, great quarterback. Yeah, I remember him. Now I remember him. Well, let me tell you about Dave Dixon. I hired Dave. I hired him.
Right.
It was my last few weeks in Detroit. I went, you know what? Dave's on the street. I want to bring him in. I want to see him in person. And so he spent the last few weeks of my career in Detroit with me. That's how much I like Dave Dickinson now. And then the quarterback from Montana State that's being inducted, fantastic quarterback. In fact, I studied him in the Canadian League, many games in the Canadian League as well. Fine player. But he played at Montana State.
Well, at least you could say Montana State. You didn't even say his name.
No, well, that's hard for me to do.
Oh, okay.
But I would, if I liked him, I would. He's one who I would have loved to have coached.
Okay.
Now, he may not have been able to play for me. Might have been too hard on him. Are they hard over here on this side of the Rocky Mountains?
Yeah.
They're hard?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that would be one of the things I would have had to find out. No, this guy's a fantastic player, right? Had a fantastic career in the Canadian leagues, and probably could have been a fine NFL quarterback as well. You know, sometimes it's timing on some of those things.
Sure.
Yeah.
He was pretty mobile.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a couple of good runs against NAU, so I remember vividly sitting in Bobcat Stadium. Yeah, he helped turn things around. And then Denarius McGee.
Yep.
Okay, who is the all-time greatest, and you can't say you, the all-time greatest Big Sky Conference quarterback?
All-time greatest. I mean.
Okay, in the last 30 years, who's been the best?
I mean, who went the furthest in the NFL? Who was the best in college?
Well, you did all the evaluations. You're watching these guys.
Oh yeah, but here's the problem. Now, I typically evaluate about 15, and they're usually the top 15 quarterbacks.
Oh, okay. So
in the
you
country.
You didn't worry about.
No, and then if the personnel men or the GM or whoever I had coaching the quarterbacks came to me with a would-be free agent or a late-round draft pick, that they liked or he liked.
Sure.
Then we would delve into that. And we picked up a couple of really good players by doing it that way. But so I didn't see them all, and it's just very difficult not to say me on all of these questions that you asked. You're hacking me off just a little bit. In fact, let me just tell you. So
do I not get to come on your podcast now?
So Joe, well, we might have to have you on in like 5 years from now. Now, Joe Glenn, anywhere he was coaching, and he and I are close, right?
Yep,
The great
yep,
Joe Glenn
yep.
won, national championship at the University of Montana.
He did.
Yeah, and so anywhere he was coaching, I would call, if I needed to speak to him or just check in, and I would always tell the man or woman that answered the phone, they would go, okay, let me see if he's available. May I ask who's calling? And I would just always say, the greatest quarterback that Joe Glenn has ever coached, tell him that, he'll know who it is. And he knew who it was every time. So ask Joe some of these questions.
Well, he's not here. You are.
He should be.
Yes.
He's out in Phoenix, Arizona in the nice sun, although it's a nice day today.
Real quick, I got to know. So I met Stan Lindskog, and his dad Victor's going into the hall on Saturday as well. But he said his dad had just giant sheets of paper on every player, like thousands of these. How do you still have all of your scouting reports from looking at quarterbacks and looking at things?
Yes, I've got most of them. In fact, my wife wants to dump a bunch of these. I go, Linz, these are kind of valuable, not only to me, but when, like 100 years from now, there's not many of these that are around. Technically, those would be the organization's property.
Well, they're not listening, so you're not going to get in trouble.
Yeah. But, yeah, I've got a few that I've saved or made copies of. Yeah, nice. Absolutely. Yeah, and I go back and review it. If a player, and sometimes it's years later, in many cases, 3, 4, 5, and a player at any position, but certainly court, he's doing really well. I'm going, maybe I didn't have a high enough grade on him. I'll go back, and typically I had a pretty good grade on him, and he's overachieved, and by experience and thousands of reps and all the hard work, he's sort of overachieved that way. But yeah, I'll go back and review those on quite an occasion. I'll go back. Yeah.
Could you have made Tebow a good quarterback?
I had Tebow and never actually coached him, but I went to the Jets, and technically he was still on the team. New GM came in and cut him, but we had some good conversations together. And I will just tell you, when he was coming out, I did not evaluate him as a quarterback. I evaluated him as a wildcat quarterback at a tight end or wing back, that type of evaluation. And the GM and the personnel guys come to me and go, why didn't you evaluate him as a quarterback? I said, because he doesn't play quarterback. There's just not enough film of him playing quarterback. It was all wildcat,
right?
And he was more of a 4.7, 40, and I particularly like my wildcat guys to run 4.3 or 4.4. So he was more of a fullback style wildcat type of quarterback who threw the ball just well enough to have success in college. Now Lamar Jackson, different. Right? Because he had some mechanical problems throwing the football. We knew this. I had him a huge grade because I thought you could start him as a rookie and probably win the division. Now, it would look really different. But Lamar Jackson runs a 4.3 and scores from 60 out and throws the ball just well enough where you can get guys wide open, and he will get better and better and better throwing the football. Will he ever be a natural passer? Maybe, but it doesn't matter. He runs a 4.3. He's dynamic instead of the fullback type of wildcat.
What was your 40?
It wasn't bad. I mean, it's somewhere between 4.7 and 4.8 type. But I was quicker than hell. All those 4.4 dudes, on the L drill, beat him up like a borrowed mule. So I was pretty quick. I was pretty quick, but straight line speed, until you put the pads on and the game started.
Yeah, well, everybody's the same speed then.
No, some are faster. That makes me think of another good point. Okay, all players, but especially the quarterback position, they're either better in games or worse in games than they are in practice. You want those players that are better when the game comes. And then those guys typically become better practice players, and they become even better game players. But there is a switch in a lot of guys, and they are just and some of it's instinct, some of it's feel, some of it's vision. They're just better football players than others when the game starts.
So when you're evaluating, do you prefer game film? Because everybody looks good out on the field. Anybody can, I could go out and look good as a quarterback back in my younger days. Well, even probably still now. But without pads, without a defense coming at me, anybody looks good.
Yeah, game film and production. I will tell you this. And I say there's a lot of fellas that can go out and drop back and throw the ball and look good in a workout environment. There's really not. But there's quite a few that can. I mean, they can look really good. There's only a select few that can actually play the game at the quarterback position at a high level, period. And those are the guys that are in the NFL.
Well, I'm glad I got to meet you.
Good to meet you.
And give you a hard time. I know you got to probably go get in the swimming pool.
What kind of hard time did you give me? I had no idea some of these supposed jokes and these type of things. Hey, look, I love the whole state of Montana. I love the rivalry.
Oh, it's great. It is great.
I think Bobby is a heck of a coach. I think he's got a heck of a team. And I think this is the year that we get back on that 16-game winning streak. I believe it was 16, 18. What was it?
It was 16.
How many was that?
It was 16.
16, Gordy? Yeah. Gordy Fix over here owned the elbow room in the press box.
Oh, well, okay.
Many, many decades. So he understands the rivalry.
Oh, yeah. No, it was 16.
And don't you think, Gordy, we're going to get back on track right here? Yeah, I thought it would be last. And then that game.
How'd that work out?
That game was disappointing.
It was over in a hurry.
I mean, it was disappointing. So, that's right. So you pull that film out. Yeah. You put the score up. Although hey, and so we'll see what happens. We'll see. There's been a change, right? The coaching change.
Yep.
Montana State, great. From all accounts, the new coach and the staff at Montana State is just outstanding. I know they've got some great players now.
Speaking of Brent Vigen, the new head coach, great quarterback coach.
Yeah.
I mean, he was pretty good at himself, but he had some guy named Carson Wentz and Easton Stick and those guys.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Josh Allen.
Yeah, that's become like a football factory there.
Oh, man.
It's crazy, huh? I mean, for just back to back alone, let alone they've had multiple quarterbacks come out of there. They're growing them up good. They're feeding them something special up there. Because to play quarterback in the NFL, I mean, it is very, very rare that you have a man that has all of the skill and ability needed, and he's tough enough mentally and physically. And then a quarterback in the NFL, he's got to be very, very bright, at least athletically. And then he's got to have great instincts, and then trust his gut instincts. And he's got to have some leadership skills, because that quarterback position, it just happens. You are thrust in to a leadership role at every level, really, but especially in the NFL. So hats off to North Dakota State, for God's sakes. I love Carson coming out. I remember your coach at Montana State. See, I can't even say. I'm doing this on purpose.
I know you are.
At Montana State.
But again, you say Montana State. Houck won't.
Well, is that wrong to say, Gordy? Can we not say Montana State?
He won't even say Bozeman. Yeah, the other school.
The other school over the mountains.
See, I call them MSU West, but that's not even good anymore. But no, this is why the rivalry's great.
Hey, I have great pride in the Grizz Nation. Great pride. There's great people, great boosters. Gordy's one of them. My third child, my second daughter, is a Grizz graduate.
Yep.
I received my undergraduate degree from there. So, and we live about a rock, skip, and a jump across the Missoula line in Missoula County.
Okay.
So, it's that the Grizz are important to us. Bobby Houck is very good friend. Tim Houck, very good friends with. Brent Peace, Tim Rosenball. Let me just tell you a story about Tim Rosenball. Here's where I knew.
You tell stories about anybody you want.
Here's where I knew that I was a hell of an evaluator. I love getting there pre-practice, and I love staying after practice. Love to practice. Love the games even more. It was spring ball, and I'm out there, and it's post-practice. Most of the guys are in. There's probably 6 or 8 of us out there trying to get certain things right, the timing of and all of a sudden I see out of the corner of my eye, I see a kid down there, and he's throwing the ball, and he was so good that I stopped what I was doing, and I looked at him. I'm going, okay, who is this? Are we bringing some other kid in here? He's too young. And the great Lynn Rosenball was our running backs coach. I go, hey, coach, who is that? And he goes, well, that's my son. I go, what grade is he in? He's in the 8th grade. And he was throwing the ball better than anybody else we have brought in. And I'm going, coach, you know how good this kid is? I mean, look at him. And then he went on and had a great college career at Washington State, and then played in the pros. So that's when I knew that I was going to be a hell of an evaluator.
I like that.
Bingo.
There you go. I'm going to come over there. I've never been to a game at Washington Grizzly. Will you take me?
Will I take you?
Why not?
Well, look.
We're friends now.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
Or not.
Here's the thing. Gordy, this man, we've just been visiting for, it seems like, too long, and he doesn't understand. I've got one son that coaches at MSU, Texas, and Wichita Falls, Texas. So I'm either there if I've got time, or I'm streamlining. I got Bobby Cade, who's playing up at Carroll.
Yeah.
So I'm either there or I'm streamlining it, right, on the computer. Is that what you call it? Streamline?
Streaming.
Yeah. All right. So
got to streamline you for a podcast.
No, I think that's the true word, is streamline, by the way. Back, and they just cut it off to streaming. And then my wife gets it streamlined onto the TV. Right?
Okay.
So, and then if we can get to the Grizz game, we go to the Grizz game, or we get they're on TV all the time now. So
okay, I'll come to your house. We'll sit in your TV room and watch a game.
You come to my house anytime. We'll get you straightened out.
How about we go golf?
I can play golf. Just go.
What's your handicap?
Just go clean out your ATM. Bob Beers, you're the man.
Oh, it's the great Bob Beers.
We're talking about the Grizz right here. I'm trying to get this man straightened out.
I got another mic. Come join us.
Handicap doesn't matter. Just go clean your ATM out, and we'll.
I play for $1 a hole.
$1 a hole. No, you got. Well, your ATM only gives you.
I didn't
$18.
work in the NFL.
Yeah, all right. Hey. All right, now
Hold on.
You need to talk to Bob right now.
Well, I'm going to talk to him on Saturday.
It's good to see you.
But I'm going to let you go visit. How's that?
All right. I've had enough of this business right here.
CampMarty.com?
Camp Marty Podcast.
Podcast.com.
.com. I also do, you may have heard that I do a non-for-profit, so the kids pay nothing, quarterback school in Missoula, and this is year, I don't know, something like 4 or 5. And I think I kind of enjoy it more than the quarterbacks do. But if they can take 2 or 3 things and go home and work the heck out of it, and then if they can get something out of that will help them sort of become what they envision themselves becoming at their high schools, then wow, made a little impact. So I'm jacked up about the Montana Hall of Fame and the Camp Marty Quarterback School. I believe it's July 15th in Missoula, Montana.
Next year, or this year.
This year.
It's not even July yet. I'm sitting there.
July,
I thought we were July already.
Yeah.
I don't know
June.
what day of the week it is.
June. Montana
24th.
State Education.
I never went to MSU.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I went to broadcast school.
Why are you such a big Montana State fan?
I grew up there. My dad was a double grad. My mom got a grad or education there. But I went into broadcasting.
Oh, I understand that, and that's just too bad. I feel bad for you. I mean, really. I mean, that's just the way it is. There is a line drawn in the sand. Don't cross over it, right?
Well, no, but I'm a 2-time Sportscaster of the Year for the state of Montana.
Congratulations. We should be interviewing you. Like, I should be interviewing you.
I just said, come on.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Let's do that.
My open actually says 2-time winner, 3-time loser.
3-time loser of what? What did you lose?
The Sportscaster of the Year. Yeah, I'm like the New York Mets.
So you got a little humor in you. I like it.
I try,
like
Coach.
I like it.
Marty Mornhinweg.
Oh, I love it.
Is that
You're
better?
Good. Well, that's the German pronounce. That's the way our family pronounces it. If you're close enough, I'm good. We're going to have a lot of Mornhinwegs here by Saturday night, and they can teach you. They can kind of hammer it into the correct way. But I'll tell you, if you go public with it on some type of broadcast, people will be saying, hey, what, you're butchering his name.
I know.
If you pronounce it properly. So where do we go from here? Like I told my grandma, I would have to.
It's like Joe Theismann.
Theismann.
It was Theismann, but they changed it for the Theismann for Heisman.
Second, it didn't work.
Yeah, no, it didn't.
Didn't work.
No.
But he's okay with changing it. I never changed it. I just allow other people to pronounce it.
All right. I'll see you on the golf course tomorrow.
Okay, so we got a little side deal. Just go to your bank, get some cash, and we'll do a little side deal tomorrow morning.
All right. I'm in.
I'm in.
The wife's not listening, so I think we're good.
I don't want
It's
your
her
wife
money.
to be mad at me when I take all your monies. Don't.
Oh,
maybe
they take
you got
it.
to back out. If you want to back
No,
out.
I'm not going to back
because
out.
of your wife, I understand
No,
this.
no, she knows I bet and lose. She knows I'm not a great golfer. I just like that fun. I'll win a hole or two from you.
Well, we'll see. We'll see tomorrow.
Sounds good. Coach, appreciate it.
Good to talk to you.
Congratulations on the Hall of Fame. That is Marty Mornhinweg.
Thank you, sir.
And go to campmartypodcast.com. All right, we're running way past, but it's awesome. I don't care. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to talk to a national champ from the school that has more national championships. Paige Rasmussen will join us from Montana State next.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Welcome back. Jason Walker Show, presented by Capital Collision Center. We are live. Thanks, Coach. In Billings, the Billings Hotel and Convention Center. Getting set for the Montana Hall of Fame football induction ceremony tomorrow night, or Saturday night here in Billings. And so much fun. Lots of fun. Super fun conversation with Coach Mornhinweg. All right, so it is time now to bring in a national champion. She is from the school in Bozeman that has won more national championships than any school in Montana. Her name is Paige Rasmussen. She's the women's all-around champ, and she joins us now here on the Jason Walker Show.
Well, first off, congratulations, champ. I mean, has it sunk in yet? I mean, it hasn't even been a full week, but you're a national champion 2 times over. But let's talk about the all-around.
It's starting to sink in. It was weird at first. I had no idea that I was all-around champion until they announced my name. I wasn't even paying attention, really, during awards, and it was a dream.
Oh, I can't even imagine. I mean, you've started to really blossom in rodeo in the last few years, which I want to hit on in a second. But the all-around champ, and because you were just there for goat tying, right?
I was there in the goat tying and the breakaway roping.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yes, but the goat tying was kind of my main focus.
You missed out on a chance on that.
Yes.
Darn goat just didn't. Were you a little? Was it your fault or the goat's fault?
I think it was a little bit of both. I had a lot of time. I could have been slower in the short round, but that's not what I'm about. I went out and I made a fast run. I would have been second in the round anyway, and I knew that goat was going to kick a lot of girls during the week, and I tried to pull it tight, but I didn't quite have a tight enough tie on him, and so I was hoping when I put my hands up he wouldn't strain on the tie too much, but it just wasn't in the cards. He kicked out of it, and it was a bummer, but I know it was meant to be that way.
Well, I mean, you roped or tied so good down there, winning the first round, the third go, and then you were in there in the second go, but you were leading the average going into the short go, and that's still a good week.
Yeah, it was a great week. I mean, if just winning 2 go-rounds that's a pretty big deal for me, and I'm just happy that it came out with that much of a lead coming into the short round. To be honest, I just wanted to come back to the short rounds, maybe in the top 3, top 4, and I exceeded my goals, and so it was a bummer on the national title, but I was really happy with how I tied there.
Well, you should be. I mean, and it's your first experience, and obviously you didn't show any nerves. I mean, or did you have any nerves all week?
I was pretty nervous. I was the first one out in the whole rodeo of the goat tying.
Oh,
and
goodness.
So I was nervous about that, but I was also kind of happy. I didn't have to watch anybody, and it ended up paying off. I was first out, and I won that go-round, and then the rest of the week I didn't really have many nerves. after winning that first go around.
You got some great teammates down there, and we'll talk about that here in a second, too, as Paige Rasmussen joins us, college national finals, all-around women's champion. But great teammates that have been there. Did they help you?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like my sister, I traveled with her, and she had been there before, competed there. And we hung out together all week, and I think that really helped push both of us and keep us both focused. We had tunnel vision the whole week, and the rest of the teammates too, like we were always together, always hanging out and always watching each other and cheering each other on. We really had a team mentality all week.
Paige Rasmussen is who we are talking with here on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Taylor Moykins wins barrels, right?
Yep.
So you come home with 2 national champs. You're both real young. She's just a freshman, right? And you're sophomore.
Yep, she's just a freshman. Yeah, she did amazing. It was awesome. We came out with a great showing. Our whole Montana team did. It was awesome.
Montana State team, Paige.
Yes.
Goodness. We don't want to confuse it. By the way, this is the 13th national championship in team Montana State team history when you add in the 3 from football, 1 from basketball, and now all the other rodeo ones.
Yeah, go Cat.
Did you guys know that? Were you lucky number 13 here?
I didn't know that, no.
So, yeah, you guys get to hang a banner in the field house next year. You should be able to. So that'll be super cool.
Yeah, we're very excited about that.
Which means more, that one or the individual one?
That's a toss-up. I mean, it was really fun winning the team. That's a really prestigious award because there's so many big universities, small universities from all over the nation, and we beat them all, but the individual title feels really great as well.
Of course it does. Paige Rasmussen, college national finals all-around champ, also part of the MSU team title. It was 10 years ago that the women last won the championship back in 2011. So the 10-year anniversary has to be pretty cool, too. You were, what, 8, 9?
Yeah, I was 10.
You okay? Well, there you go.
So, yeah, it feels pretty good, especially since this is our coach's last year.
Yep.
We were able to send him out with a championship.
I was going to get to that. Andy Bolich stepping down after the CNFR, and you guys send him home with the championship. He's been a part of a few, but I'm sure this one was pretty special for him. Yeah,
I think this one was probably the most special, and it just felt good to be able to give this to him for his last year.
Do we know who's stepping in yet?
Well, we don't know that yet.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll find out here in a couple weeks or a few months.
Well, you guys got rodeo season starting up pretty soon, so we probably need to know.
Hopefully we know.
Well, Shelby can do it. She graduated, so she can just fill in for a while.
Exactly.
There you go.
I don't know how well that would go over with us, but.
Oh, really? You can't take. You don't want her to coach you?
I'm not quite ready for that.
I gotcha. Paige Rasmussen here on the Jason Walker Show. All right. So, the history of Montana State Rodeo, Paige, and obviously Coach Bolich adds to that now, but John Larrick and Mike True, this goes back forever, and you're a part of this now. You and Shelby, a big part, and this whole women's team of another national championship. Man, I'm super happy for you guys. This is cool.
Thank you. I'm happy for us too. It was really fun.
Okay, so let's talk about the guys' team a little bit because you borrowed a horse, correct?
Yes, my breakaway horse got hurt like 2 weeks before the finals, and so I borrowed Caleb Berquist's backup calf horse. He wasn't using him, and so he's kind of just sitting in the pasture, and so Caleb let me get on him, and I've been roping on him for a few weeks, and so I took him to the college finals, and it was really great. He's a really great horse.
Oh, obviously. Knows what to do out in the arena for sure, right?
Yeah.
And Caleb had a pretty good week.
He did. He ended up second in the nation. He was leading the nation coming in the short round, had a little tough luck with the kicking calf, but he still ended up second overall.
What is it with you guys in kicking?
I don't know.
Your goat kicked out, his calf's kicking.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. All right. So obviously some momentum as you head into the summer now. And how busy or how much time off are you going to take? Are you jumping right into the NRA and the pro circuit here?
Yeah, I'm taking a couple days off of the goat tying, but I have NRA rodeo starting this coming weekend. So we'll be roping and barrel racing. As far as goat tying competitions, probably not a lot until college season, just because we don't have much. They're not in the amateur rodeos. So yeah, we're rodeoing all summer, so that'll be fun.
And you still traveling with Shelby?
Yes.
Okay.
I am.
Just you two, or do you have a third to keep up, keep everything calm?
It's usually just us. We get along really well, so it works out.
Hey, I mentioned earlier, Paige, that you kind of blossomed a little bit later, and because I don't know if rodeo was your first passion in high school. I think it was track, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you really, your junior and senior year started focusing on rodeo, and look where you are now, a national champ.
Yeah, I didn't take rodeo that seriously. Track was kind of my main focus, and I never wanted to college rodeo. And then kind of when I was a junior, I started taking it seriously really when I was a senior. I didn't actually make the national high school finals till I was a senior, and I didn't have any success there. And I think the late success has actually helped me, and because I know I failed a lot, and it's been really hard for me to come from behind in rodeo. And so now I feel like that's kind of an advantage for me.
That's a mature way to look at things.
Yeah, I guess.
You didn't get that from the male side of your family. It comes from your mom, of course.
Yes, of course.
Hey, how's she doing, by the way?
She's doing great. She's busy. She's rodeoing this summer, gonna pro rodeo, has some good barrel horses lined up. She's really excited to get back on the road with us.
I'm looking forward to seeing all three of you guys out there for sure. But, okay, you mentioned your breakaway horse got hurt. Which one was that?
So his name's Chester. I rode him all season. He's a little sorrel horse.
Okay.
Really, really great horse. I love roping on him, and he got kicked, had to have a minor surgery right before the college finals, but I've been riding him. I actually just rode him before I got on the phone with you, and so we're hoping to get him back midsummer.
That'll be awesome. And then remind me of the other ones, because is Pete retired, and Dave?
Petey is Shelby's breakaway horse. She rode him at the college finals.
Okay.
Yep. And then she also got on my main goat horse, Eminem, and I rode Felix, the younger horse.
You guys could hop on anything and ride it, right?
Well, yes.
I love the honesty, Paige. All right, so where are you at this weekend?
This weekend we'll be in Big Timber and Polson.
I was just in Polson Monday golfing. That's a beautiful area.
It is a beautiful area. The rodeo is great there.
And it's a lot different scenery than Big Timber, which is still nice.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
All right, what night are you up in Big Timber?
Big Timber will be up Friday, and then Polson we're up Saturday night.
All right, so Friday, if I get done golfing out at Shepherd, I could try to get to Big Timber. I don't know. Unless maybe I'll ride with because your dad's around, I think, so maybe I'll ride with him.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, well, maybe not. I don't know. All right, so we've got some summer rodeos lined up. We're looking forward to the college season. I can't wait. I want to know what President Waded Cruzado, the first time she greets you guys when you come back to school as a national champions.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think it'll be a big celebration.
I think so, because she loves you.
Yeah, she does. She's great.
What's the best story about her and rodeo that you can tell?
Oh, last year, she got our team brand new vests, nice leather vests, and they are the coolest vests. We get complimented on them all the time at the national finals, and she's just awesome how much she supports our team and loves our team. We get to have dinner with her every year, and she's just really fun.
I tried your sister, and she said no, but can I get one of the old vests?
I don't have one. We had to give them all back.
Well, ask someone, because you're a national champion now. They can't tell you no.
Yeah, maybe I'll try to pull some strings.
You should. I think I don't have any really cool Paige or Shelby Rasmussen stuff hanging up in the studio.
I'll try to get a hold of one.
I need something from you guys. A back number would be good, autographed.
Okay.
How about one of those from this weekend?
Yeah, we'll try to get you one of those.
Okay, we'll get going on that, and I'm just happy to chat with you finally. Appreciate the patience, for this week, but it can't have been easy with you traveling and having a life and trying to get into rodeo. But hey, have fun this weekend. Congratulations on the championships, the team championship and the all around. That's just super cool. And next year you'll win 3 of them when you get the goats down too.
That's the goal. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Paige Rasmussen, national champ, 13 national championships at Montana State now. 3 in football, 1 in basketball, 1929 Golden Bobcats, and then rodeo's got the others. So 9 national championships between the Bobcat men and women for rodeo. So that school over on the other side of the hill, even though they only have 2 national championships just in football, they still don't have 13. Anyway, but congratulations to Paige, and a great job. Taylor Moykins winning a national championship as well. That's our Auto Concepts Performance of the Week, by the way. And we have been off a lot this last week and this week. And my dog had surgery. She had 2 cancerous tumors removed on her throat. So they took her the masses, her thyroid, her parathyroid. Should be good. She should be good. But little Shay, we've been back and forth to Bozeman and surgery with her for the last couple of days. So we appreciate your patience. But great to be here in Billings. And we'll be not doing a show tomorrow, but we will be here Saturday. And so a special broadcast on Saturday where we're going to talk to all of the Hall of Fame inductees coming up. And here at the Montana Football Hall of Fame induction ceremony, which is Saturday night. If you still have not got tickets, you still have time. You can go to the website. You can also go to UAS, Universal Athletic Services, in any of the Montana cities. Come down, get your tickets, have fun here at the Billings Hotel and Convention Center with us on Saturday night. So we will not be here tomorrow, but we will do a special show. I think around Rick, is it 3 o'clock for media? 3:30. So around 3:30, we'll be back on Saturday on all of our social media channels and recording it for our website and everything as well too. So there you go. You won't miss out on anything from this weekend here at the Montana Hall of Fame induction ceremonies. So there's that. We talked to Paige, and that's part of our Montana Rodeo Roundup brought to you by Mark LaRoe Photography. Book your senior portraits. Book your senior pictures or family portraits anytime. Okay? Let's see here. Trying to get on. Not sure what's going on there. Okay. Yeah, let's try this. All right. Montana Horses Magazine, by the way. Appreciate them being on board as well. And all Montana horses, all Montana. It's all Montana. It's all horses. And the Montana Horses Magazine is packed with every wonderful, wow-worthy thing you want to know about all things Montana horses. MontanaHorses.com. Proud to have them a part of the show as well. So on this day now, brought to you by Big Sky Print, where we print what you wear. It is Thursday the 24th. It is National Pralines Day. It is also National Handshake Day. On this date in 1882, National League expels umpire Richard Hyam from baseball for dishonesty. He has links to gambling. 1922, the Chicago Staleys were renamed the Chicago Bears on this date. 1947, Jackie Robinson steals home for the first of his 19 times in his career. Harmon Killebrew hit his first home run on this date in 1955. Ricky Henderson stole his first base on this date in 1979. Affirmed won the Triple Crown in 79, comes back to win $500,000 in the Hollywood Cup. The first horse to win $2 million in a career. That was in 1980 on this date. Salt Lake City Trappers begin pro baseball record 29 consecutive game win streak, 1987. 2001 LPGA Women's Championship, 26-year-old Australian Kari Webb becomes the youngest to win the career slam. And in 2010 on this date, the longest match in tennis history came to an end. John Isner defeat Nicholas Mahut at Wimbledon, 11 hours, 5 minutes, like 177 games or something, 78. Took 3 days to finish. Jack Dempsey, born on this date in 1895. Chuck Taylor, born on this date in 1901. You probably wore some of his shoes. And on this date in 1880, the first performance of "O Canada" was performed. That is On This Day in History, brought to you by Big Sky Printwear. We print what you wear. As we get set to wrap things up here. Had a great time. Thanks to Paige Rasmussen for joining us, and Marty Mornhinweg for joining us as well. He's a lot of fun. Can't wait to get him on the golf course. And I talked to him a little bit while Paige interview was running. I'm going to take Coach's money. I'm going to take him down. That's going to happen. So he better keep practicing. But all right, so I think that's going to wrap it up for us. We'll be back Saturday, okay? Saturday here at the Major Mortgage Man Cave on the road. Thanks to Mandy and her crew here at Billings Hotel and Convention Center, Rick Halmas as well, for getting everything set up. This has been a lot of fun, and appreciate you joining us, sticking around, and there you go. All right, I got to do this, right? Where's it at? Hold on. I got to get back up here. Boom.
The Jason Walker Show with the
Let's do this.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
Before I forget, thanks to Coach Rob Stanton, Billings West, Golden Bears helmet, going to come back home with us. We also are going to get a Billings Senior, Billings Central, and I believe a Skyview helmet as well to put up in the man cave back home. So appreciate it. If you would like, if you're a coach or you know of a coach that needs to get their helmet from your school on our show, get a hold of me, Jason at jasonwalkershow.com. All right. So there's that. Paige Rasmussen, thank you. Congratulations. They're in Big Timber tomorrow night. Tomorrow night. I wonder if I can get from the golf course to Big Timber to watch the barrels tomorrow. I doubt it. I should stick around for the dinner here. We also will be live Saturday. We're going to talk to all of the Hall of Fame inductees and some family members. Stan Linskog will join us. Travis Lulay, Shane Collins. And who knows who else is going to show up. But thanks to you for listening and watching Jason Walker Show. Make sure you go to jasonwalkershow.com and have yourself a terrific Thursday. We'll see you back here Saturday, a special edition.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.